Last year was the hottest year on record. However, 2016 has broken temperature records every month so far. Will leaders committed today to reverse global warming, as Ian Wallace tells us?
Today at the UN headquarters, music opened the signing ceremony of a historic climate change agreement. It is a proud moment also for the Caribbean and other small island states who pushed last year in Paris for a guide to reverse the effects of global warming. Trinidad and Tobago and 194 countries came to New York to put pen to paper, all agreeing to lower emissions starting 2020. However, for Caribbean islands such as St. Kitts and Nevis, the threat is here and now.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is currently in the throes of a drought that accounted for a dramatic 55% deficit in average annual rainfall in 2015. This has negatively impacted our productive sectors, particularly tourism, agriculture, manufacturing. The forecast is for the drought to continue late in 2016. Climate change then for us is very real and can be very disruptive.
St. Kitts and Nevis plan to lead by example.
Our goal is that by the year 2020, nearly 100% of the electricity supplied in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis would be produced from renewable energy sources.
Meanwhile, Grenada is taking action too.
In Grenada, we have already begun the process of integrating climate change into our national development plans and assessing all of our major national investments for sensitivity to climate risks.
Barbados signed with its CARICOM neighbors and wants urgent action.
The very existence of small island developing states like Barbados demands nothing less. Together, we will survive, but left alone, we will surely perish.
For C News, I am Ian Wallace.
Sun, sea, sand and surf and livelihoods are now safe, at least for now. The climate change agreement signed in Paris, France was a huge achievement for the Caribbean, the Caribbean Tourism Organization said. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States has hailed the Caribbean's unity to the new climate change agreement. Ian Wallace.
Sand, surf and also livelihoods in the Caribbean are safe, at least for now. The climate change agreement signed in Paris, France was a huge achievement, says the region's hoteliers and everyone who makes their living through tourism. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States has hailed the Caribbean's unity for this new climate change agreement.
There are some texts there that we can live with.
Taking effect in 2020, it will help small island states, as every country will have to monitor their progress in meeting national goals by taking regular stock of its man-made emissions every 5 years, an initiative championed by the Caribbean.
Caribbean negotiators have always said that we should have 5-year cycles so that you review the level of ambition every 5 years, and if it is that we're not on track for 1.5 degrees Celsius, that there can be some increase in ambition.
Trinidad and Tobago is a small but industrialized country. As you can see behind me, Port of Spain's skyline is all concrete and steel, with the oil rigs way out in the Gulf of Paria. But this causes some concern, simply because Trinidad and Tobago is also the second highest contributor in carbon dioxide emissions per person. Trinidad and Tobago puts out over 50 million tons of carbon dioxide annually as a main producer of ammonia, liquefied natural gas and power generation in the Caribbean. Caribbean countries stand together with other developing countries in the push to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Above that, and our ecosystems are threatened and may well collapse. Small island states in the Caribbean are building clean, resilient futures. Finance is now available to strengthen their ability to recover from climate impacts. Funds would safeguard food, tourism jobs and other livelihoods, and promote green energy. Regional scientists are strengthening the ability of CARICOM to deal with climate impacts nevertheless.
Our primary thrust during the next 5 years is to ensure that the Caribbean community, member states, will get their fair share of whatever funds become available for adaptation.
If emissions drop by 40 to 70%, warming should stay at 2 degrees Celsius. Ideally, the temperature goal is for below 1.5 degrees Celsius or up to 95% emissions drop.
There's still a lot of work to be done, but I think we are moving in a good, positive direction.
The Caribbean, although pleased with the Paris climate plan, knows they have the most to lose. For the Environment Report, I am Ian Wallace.